Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen today, I want to talk a little bit about Sofi Technologies Incorporated. This is ticker symbol SOFI for those of you who are maybe not as familiar with this company or with this stock. And today was not a great day for Sofi. You can see that they were obviously down 7.39% on the day today. That is pretty rough. And yeah, we've seen some crazy days, some crazy weeks, some crazy moments throughout 2022 for a lot of stocks in the stock market. But, generally you see anything over like 5% up or down, there's probably some news going on. There's probably a story. There's probably something worth talking about, or at least worth investigating into. That's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video today, because there's definitely some big news that came out for Sofi. When we take a look at the rest of the market, we can see that the market was red. The Dow Jones was down a little bit. S&P down almost 0.5%. NASDAQ was down over 1%. Russell down 1.5%. But obviously none of those were down 7% or really even anywhere near it. So even though it wasn't a great day in the market, this is obviously some Sofi specific stuff that is sending it downward. So let's just start getting into what's going on. So I guess we can start here. The big news coming out today and why Sofi most likely dropped, or one of the significant reasons why it dropped. Maybe it's all of the drop, maybe it's a strong portion of the drop, whatever. This news. SoftBank selling most or all of their stake in Sofi. Last report was that they held a 9% stake. Makes perfect sense after knockout quarter. Good riddance, which is funny because yeah, Sofi has obviously kind of been beat down throughout 2022. The stock price has just gone down and down and down. So if you're going to sell now, you're really selling low. Obviously, I don't know exactly what their cost basis is or when they bought in or whatever, but it does seem like a little bit of a weird time to sell, especially like they're saying after a good quarterly earnings report and when the stock is still down. I mean, we can look at the stock price real quick and see, year to date, 52-week high is right around $25. We're at $7.39 right now. Yeah, 52-week low is $5, so we're up significantly from there. But still, depending on when you bought your shares, you're probably still down and still down pretty significantly on Sofi. But Sofi Technologies holder SoftBank reports a 9% stake. Sofi Technologies holder SoftBank to sell some or all of their shares. And obviously, I don't know, that people didn't love to hear that. That is a little bit concerning, but also, the question is like, why are they selling? What's going on? Is there something to be worried about? But then also that large amount of shares going on in the market is going to not be great for the stock price in the short term also. Now, it doesn't change the fundamentals of the company. It doesn't change the business aspect, the revenue, the growth, the, user growth, or all the things that they have going on, how the bank charter is going to keep being more and more valuable to them over the years. So it's kind of weird. It doesn't really change a whole lot, but yes, that many shares going onto the market or being sold off is obviously going to push the stock price down. Maybe you replace that with some big institutional money. Maybe you replace that with some weaker-handed, investors. Who knows? So it'll be interesting to follow. But this does seem like the big story of the day. But the good news, if you are somebody who likes Sofi, if you're on that side of things, you have CNBC on SoftBank selling Sofi by the dip. Wow, even CNBC is defending Sofi. They are saying that SoftBank is trimming all of its positions, not just Sofi. How the winds have changed. So all of a sudden, at least according to CNBC, it seems like this sell-off might be a huge kind of overreaction. Now, like I said, yes, all those shares hitting the market and being sold off, yes, it's going to push the stock price down. But if SoftBank is selling all different kinds of positions, and it's not like, oh, we just think Sofi is bad, so we're going to sell Sofi. It's, hey, maybe we're having liquidity issues, maybe we need more money, maybe we're anticipating the stock market's going to get worse, or maybe they just need to sell for, whatever reason. If they're selling a little bit of everything, then it's not even Sofi specific. Then it has really nothing to do with Sofi at all. And that's what, at least it seems like CNBC is claiming. So I don't know if that is true. Maybe this was all a big overreaction. Either way, kind of an interesting story. That's what's going on. We did have this from the Nasdaq rebound. I don't know who this is from Motley Fool. They said Nasdaq rebound, 3 stocks down 67% to 82% to buy now. And they talk about Sofi. Sofi's expanding ecosystem continues to widen its competitive moat. This emerging fintech is becoming a one-stop shop for personal finance. That's like pretty cliche and overused at this point. That's what everyone says about SoFi. But despite those challenges, SoFi stands out as a high conviction growth stock in an increasingly crowded fintech space. It is one of the few fintechs to hold a bank charter by virtue of its purchase of Golden Pacific Bank. This allows to make loans without involving a third party. And as it continues to attract more users to its platform, the stock could deliver outsized returns for shareholders who buy at these levels. So, again, interesting on a day where this was from a few days ago, but now that we're hearing, hey, SoftBank's selling out, maybe they're selling all of SoFi, most of SoFi, whatever. The fact that other people are saying, hey, SoFi might be a deal at these prices doesn't seem like an ideal time for, SoftBank to be selling a large portion or all of their SoFi position. But I think that's just how things go. And this is what a lot of people are saying right now. Yes, fintech is crowded. Yes, it's oversaturated. Yes, it's hard to stand out. But so far, and based off the last quarterly earnings, it seems like SoFi is actually doing a good job of standing out, especially relative to its competition, but even just based on a lot of the numbers and stuff they're putting out. So that is pretty exciting. This person made a little post talking about how they believe that SoFi banking is a wave of the future. The pandemic accelerated the adoption of online banking. It accelerated the adoption of a lot of things online. But I think online banking was probably coming sooner or later anyway. 73% of respondents prefer a completely digital experience. The customer expects next generation digital experiences. 15% of the survey of the customers had switched for a better digital experience. 34% were leaning towards switching to some degree. Most traditional banks satisfied customers with basic and limited functions. What surveyed customers want next is to be able to do loan applications via online or mobile platforms. Definitely a really big thing. More and more customers prefer remote deposits for sure. The fintech market is projected to grow, by nearly 20% annual growth rate, which is awesome. Non-traditional players were found to deliver superior experiences, which is great for SoFi. Obviously, coming in as an outsider, they're not one of these traditional large banks or financial institutions. Customers who are likely to pick a non-traditional bank are looking for improved functions, product offerings, and the usability of these products, which is why it's so important for SoFi to have a good app, a clean app, a slick app, and offer all the different kinds of services, which two things they don't necessarily have at this point. I think the SoFi app is fine, and I think they offer a lot of services, but they need to make sure they have sorry, that was an alarm. They need to make sure they have the full suite of services, and they need to make sure, the app doesn't have bugs, they have good customer service, all those things, tidying up all the loose ends and everything. And I think SoFi can get there, but they need to get there sooner rather than later because they're having all this growth, and if people are growing into a not even a bad user experience, but just not an optimal user experience, that would kind of suck. And then loyalty for traditional banks will likely shift. So a lot of good things going for SoFi overall. Again, this is pretty opinionated. They are talking about a survey and stuff. So just wanted to share that with you guys. This person says the one issue about SoFi that's pissed them off ever since points came out, as this guy says, I'm sure this is happening to you guys, you get points to redeem, you go to redeem these points for SoFi stock, nope, keep scrolling, past all the other banks, past SoFi's ETF, past Robinhood, oops, never showed up and there's no way to search for a stock. This does not happen every time, but it happens enough where I say, okay, how hard is it to put in a search bar? So again, stuff like this, little quality of life things. It seems like SoFi has a lot of these issues. Obviously, they're newer, it's not as fleshed out. Hopefully, they implement a lot of the things that, their user base is asking for, which I think is good. Some people asking what they believe the fair value for SoFi stock is. Speculation included. I'm inclined to put the $10 to $15 range. Realistically, $30, $20, $10 to $12, $25 to $40. You have all these different kinds of numbers, but just obviously this is SoFi stock subreddit, so people are going to be biased a little bit, but seems like a lot of people believe the fair value for the stock is much above the $7.39 that it is right now, and I don't think many people out there right now believe fair value is below where we're at. Maybe at one point we were way overvalued, but it doesn't really seem like that anymore. And then some of the other big news is that SoFi has launched a Web3 ETF focused on NFTs, the Metaverse, and blockchain, which, like I said, whatever you think about NFTs, Metaverse, blockchain, whatever, even if you don't like it, there's somebody that out there that maybe does like it. So them having the availability and the option to, use these things if they so see, I think is good for the platform overall. So even if you don't necessarily like these things, I hope you see the value in having these things in the SoFi ecosystem and as an option to, grow users and meet everyone's different needs. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about SOFI. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.